There are some days that I miss uploading YouTube videos, and it's because life gets busy, and some days it's her fault. It's her fault. But like this is like a kid's meal.
It's good.
Like real food is like colorful and good green, and
I got brown and orange and
these are veggie balls.
they're brown.
There's like stuff in there. Look at it. See there?
It's called
Look
like
at it.
coronavirus.
Hey, what are you guys doing in there? You guys should come out here. It's kind of fun. Bye. See you guys in the next one.
Oh, it was hard.
What are you guys doing in the drawer? Hey? Hey guys, there's no sleeping in there, okay? We're gonna do a science experiment. I'm confused. It's a coffee pot. And the lid. We're gonna stick you guys in the coffee pot. Watch this. Watch what happens. YouTube's in there. What are you guys doing in the fridge, guys? Bye.
There's no ketchup.
Whoever's fridge this is, you guys are on a very light food diet. Extremely light.
Leftovers.
Okay. Bye. What is going on with your miso soup? Do that again. Come on, man, do it again. You do it again. I'm gonna pull it myself. Just. I really enjoy sharing this part of my world with all of you. This is a very personal side of my life that you guys don't get to see outside of our everyday van adventures with just me and Cruz. Danica loves being on camera. Every time I'm like, hey, can we make a video today? She's always big smile on her face and is like, yep. She is part weirdo. I was responsible for making a piece of that thing anyway. Sorry, Danica, I didn't mean to call you a thing. The rest of this video, I ended up going back into my hometown and just reminiscing on my past. Thinking about all the business adventures I've been on since a young kid. I don't know if it'll interest you guys, but yeah, driving around my hometown was pretty cool. This property brings back a lot of memories. It was never an office building before. This was the Roller Rink in Abbotsford, BC. It used to be called JJ's. The very first place I ever DJ'd at, ever. I remember coming here in my car that I thought was cool. It was a Tempo. Ford Tempo, shut up. Yep. And it had a booming stereo in it too, and I had tinted windows. I thought it was so cool. It used to be my mom's car, but yeah, man, DJing here brings back just a ton of memories. I remember showing up here with my cases of cassette singles. So, you know, if you remember, they used to release cassette singles in little pieces of cardboard. You push the tape out and you play it. Had a couple songs. Well, I remember saving up my lunch money and going to HMV every single day just about, making sure that I didn't skip out or miss any of the newest stuff that was being released. You see, I wasn't introduced to vinyl at that point in life yet. So cassette singles was how I was doing it. I used to throw the cassette in one of the cassette players, press play until a beat started, then I quickly stop it, pull it out, turn it back a half a turn, put it back in. That way it was ready to play. And I hadn't learned how to beat mix or anything like that at the time. So I learned real quick how to use my voice to transition tracks over. So, and that was a big thing for me, is that, you know, I could like drop a track, play a track, and then as that track was ending, I could just be like getting on the mic, blah, 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 boom, into the next track, which was super, super cool because it taught me how to be very vocal in the clubs when I finally got into the club scene. So, you know, it was great when you learn without the tools you need, but you learn to make do with the tools you have and still get the, you know, still get the job done. Okay, I'm gonna go, someone just pulled up here. We're gonna leave now. But so many good memories just being here at the old property of JJ's Roller Rink, which is now obviously a lame office building. Feels really cool to be. I haven't been back on this property since I DJ'd here. So cool. The memories of just driving around a town that you spent a ton of your life in. This little building back here was the very first place I ever did a Reptile Expo. What are you talking about, Chrome? I told this story a while ago before on my channel, but I used to have a reptile business. I bought my first bearded dragon once and I fell in love with it. Then I bought another one and they bred together, and that just turned into me starting a full-blown reptile business. I called it Fraser Valley Reptiles. I probably ran it for, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years or something like that. And we bred bearded dragons, leopard geckos, crested geckos, and chameleons once in a while. The chameleons were super fun. There was just a long period of pregnancy before they have the, you know, like, it's just like the incubation time is really long, where the other ones are just a fast turnover. And me being the entrepreneur that I was, I like things that had a fast turnover. But the chameleons were cool because they had lots of eggs at a time. Yeah, man, good memories. That's the first place I ever did a Reptile Expo. And after I did the one in there, I started to do a lot bigger ones, like the Vancouver one. And then I ended up just selling off all of my stuff to some people that I met along the way that were just really interested in getting into, because my bearded dragons were very red. I had just the craziest colored bearded dragons. So I ended up selling them to somebody else who then just turned what they bought, into a company themselves. But good memories there too. Want to talk about being an entrepreneur and a businessman since I was a very young kid. This whole property back here is where they hold the Abbotsford Flea Market every single Sunday. And that building that you see right there, I used to have a table in that building that turned in from 1 table to 2 tables to 3 tables. I continued to grow my little business I had inside of this flea market. So it was called, my birth name was Carrie. It was called Carrie's Sports Cards, and I think I still have the business card for it still somewhere in a little envelope in my van. But my Uncle Wayne funded the money for it to get me started, and I ran with it. Like, we'd go to like sports card expos, and I'd kind of meet people and get better deals. So anyway, turned out to be a pretty successful business as a kid. We came here every Sunday and set up until I got bored with it, and I think that lasted like probably 2 years before I really got the DJ bug and started my very first DJ business. But yeah, I used to run that in there all by myself. Like, my uncle just fronted the money, and I stood there every week by myself. The occasional time my mom would show up, but I was there every week by myself, hustling, selling cards and rookie cards like Wayne Gretzky and whoever else I had. Fun story is, I was never a sports fan. I'm not a hockey fan, not a baseball fan, a football fan, nothing. I just knew the business side of it. I knew that it was very popular and it was continually growing. So being a young kid and smart, I was like, I want to make money doing this. And then the DJ bug got me, and I started my very first DJ service. I think I was 17 years old or something like that. And the name of my first company was Rhythmic Sensations Mobile Music, and I actually took out my very first ad in the Yellow Pages. I think I might even have been 16 at the time, 17, something like that. And I took out an ad in the Yellow Pages, and I was so proud of myself. And that business lasted 1 year before I realized that Rhythmic Sensations Mobile Music was cheesy. Then I started West Coast DJs. And believe it or not, a company actually bought out West Coast DJs, and they just wanted the customer base out of it. But yeah, I think I sold West Coast DJs and walked away from the mobile DJ side of that business. I think I was 19 at that point in time. So yeah, man, I've been a little business-minded thinker since I was a very young kid. And this place, while I'm out in Abbotsford, I should actually go to the flea market tomorrow. That would be super fun to walk through that building for sure. Memory lane today. Behind these windows was the dance floor to the very first nightclub I ever DJ'd at. When I was DJing at the Roller Rink around, I was about 16 years old or so, 17 years old, something like that. I used to drive by here all the time at night. And because like the windows have always been tinted like this, watching one of the dance floor lights, was called the UFO, move around, and just like listening to the bass of the music and driving by, seeing the lineup out front, and just wanting to know what it was like inside of the nightclub. And it just drew me in. It just totally sucked me in. So when I became of age, my friend Craig at the time, which I met at a local music store in town, he gave me some of his DJ cassette mixes. And he was the DJ in here, and it was pretty cool because that was the very first time I had ever seen the inside of a nightclub. And I came down here, and this is going to be so bad if you know this song. I remember coming by the very first night when Craig was DJing, and the lineup was huge, and I got like VIP entrance. The song that was bumping outside was Crisscross, I Missed the Bus. This is so old. But yeah, but this is where the whole nightclub journey and stuff like that began for me. My first taste of the nightclub scene was right here at Club Mardi Gras in Abbotsford. This place is empty. It's got a big for sale sign on the front. They've had multiple different businesses in here since the very beginning. Nothing was ever successful since the Club Mardi Gras days. That was the time of, it was just huge out here. It was like this club was packed, and there was another club across the street that was packed. But ever since that era, this building's been for club and entertainment stuff. Good memories today, good memories. Hey Cruz, do you know most dogs don't live in a van? Hey? You're one of very few dogs that live in vans, you know that, right? Bro, did you eat this? Hey. Did you eat that? I think this was you, buddy. Did you do this to my book? I was trying to like write down like some of the things I needed to get fixed on the van here and trying to plan out a budget, and then you just want to eat my... Fine, eat the budget. Eat the budget. I don't need it anyway.